All right, everybody, so this is why I believe that digital impressions will be the wave of the future and why more and more and more offices are going to go the route of digital impressioning. So I created this little worksheet. So the practice you work in works 4 days a week and does 3 preps a day. That's going to equal 12 units per week. If you're doing 12 units per week and you're working 50 weeks a year because you take 2 weeks off for vacation, that's going to equal 600 units of crown and bridge. If you take 600 units and multiply it by $1,200 per unit, and that's a pretty standard fee at this time to charge for a single unit of crown and bridge, that's going to allow your office to collect $720,000 for fixed profits in your practice. However, so that looks like a tremendous amount of money, and it is, but then you have to accommodate and account for the fact that your office is using the Xerox milling machine that took $65,000 to purchase, the scanning device, which was an additional $100,000 plus to purchase and bring to your office. And if the doctor's preference is to use those purple blocks, which are called EMAX blocks, to create the strongest all porcelain crown that your patients can have, and then that is also needed to stain and glaze and put some nice shading onto the restorations, that's going to cost an additional $5,000. So to have all of those devices in the office without counting the blocks and the spray on stain and glaze and your money, the money it takes to pay you, the amount to have just that in the office is going to run about $185,000. So that also seems like a very large number, and it is. So a lot of times labs and dental professionals state that to really make a profit off of what you're doing, you have to charge 4 times what the lab would charge. So that $720,000 is approximately 4 times what the amount of startup it is to have that. And you might be thinking to yourself that, you know, in 1 year you could pay for that. Well, that could be true, but there are, as you are well aware, with having an iPhone or a Google phone or an Android phone, those updates come out a couple times a year. So the same goes with the milling devices and the scanning devices and even the ovens. They're updated and improved very quickly. So to have the latest, greatest piece of equipment in the office, the doctor needs to stay on top of those things. So this number isn't a static number. It's going to be something that is going to be moving and fluid for the practice if they want to stay up on the curve of what's happening as far as technology. And if an office is committed to doing Xerox crowns, they're going to be also committed on being at that cutting edge of technology.